Just a few years ago, camping used to be one of the most popular weekend activities for many young Japanese. But now, secondhand stores are overflowing with barely used camping equipment, and many campsites are going out of business. What led to this sharp decline in camping, and how did it go from wholesome anime girls doing cute things to the industry-leading company's profit dropping by 99% and being forced to be bought out? To say that camping is a very Western activity is an understatement, especially in North America. While camping has been widely popular since the early 1900s, for Japan it wasn't until the 60s people started camping, and it mostly has to do with financial mobility. The 60s were the prime era of Japanese economic miracle, with GDP increasing 10% per year, the first Shinkansen opening, and the major highway openings. Sheesh. During this time, for many Japanese, it was their first time being able to travel overseas. And one of the things they brought back from the West are camping cars and camping culture. Camping was perfect for many middle-aged Japanese people. Working in an extremely busy society, it's hard to balance your work and life. A survey that has been going on for decades showed that the number one thing people prioritize in their daily life is leisure, such as camping. I think this is a good time to remind you that there are many different types of camping. RV camping, backpack camping, glamping, and the list goes on. In this case, the most popular type of camping in Japan are car camping and campsite camping. This is due to the fact that wild camping is not legal in Japan. Wait a second, aren't Japanese cars tiny? Yes, but these tiny Japanese cars, also known as K cars, are surprisingly spacious and definitely have enough space to sleep in, unless you're like 6'2". Finally, something short people have advantage on. Anyways, besides that, it wasn't until the mid-70s the rest of the country caught up to camping, as almost every family had access to cars that allowed them to travel wherever they wanted. It also helped a lot that prime camping locations like lakes near Mount Fuji were only a 2-hour drive from Tokyo, perfect for weekends. As time went on, the popularity of camping slowly grew and was often featured on TV, further increasing its popularity. That was until the economy took a massive downturn in the 90s. And importantly, a massive influx of alternative entertainment sources were born. The 90s were a very important era for video game consoles and anime, as PS1, Super Nintendo Entertainment System, aka SNES, Sega Genesis, and Dreamcast were released. Oh, and the broadcasting of Evangelion, the most iconic anime of that time. Naturally, other forms of entertainment took away leisure market share. Funnily enough, the second wave of camping came quite quickly in the early 2000s, as the kids that enjoyed camping with their families when they were little became old enough to enjoy camping themselves. Now that I think about it, I can't remember the last time I went camping. Do kids even go camping anymore? I doubt parents that raised tablet kids would go camping. Even if they did, they would probably bring the tablets with them. Anyways, besides that, since the early 2000s, camping as a leisure weekend activity was able to maintain a slow but increasing popularity in Japan among people in their 30s and 40s. But in 2018, a massive event happened that changed the entire industry. Yes, anime girls. This is Yuru Camp. If you're not familiar with this anime, it's about high school girls going on camping trips, eating yummy food, and going on about their daily life. I know it's not some aura-farming action anime, and some may find it boring, but it's a very comfy show that you can just watch without thinking too much about it, and it was especially popular among young Japanese women. Despite its source material not being as popular, the anime broadcast was a massive hit, and naturally, this brought in a massive influx of young women into the camping hobby. During this time, many posted their camping trips on social media, which gained a lot of likes. Seeing this, like moths drawn to light, many guys wanted to get in on the action and started camping as well. I swear to God, some people are so desperate. They thought they would be able to meet girls if they went camping, and a lot of them overspent on their camping gears to stand out. I fucking can't. To no one's surprise, everything you see on social media isn't like reality, and they quickly realized just because you go camping doesn't mean you're going to get girls. While the camping trend really started to pick up in 2018 thanks to Eurocamp, in 2020 another boost was activated: COVID. People looked for safe outdoor activities and camping checked all of the boxes. As camping popularity peaked in 2020, real estate companies that specialized in selling mountains also became popular. Yes, selling mountains. Targeted towards savvy people who wanted to own their own camping sites to rent out. On this website, you can buy a part of a mountain and it costs anywhere from $4,000 to $200,000. I know it's not like an insane amount of land, but it is surprisingly cheap. To meet this crazy new demand, outdoor equipment companies like Snow Peak, a leading high-end outdoor equipment company in Japan, pumped up their production expecting record high profits. This would soon come back to bite them, and unfortunately for the investors, it's only downhill from here. Unless your name is One Piece, for an anime to stay relevant for long term is very difficult, and naturally, Uzucamp's popularity also fizzled out. Many casual campers that started this hobby quickly realized that camping isn't like how it is in anime. There are lots of bugs, and the weather isn't always nice to you, and there's just a lot of hassle when starting out. Unlike campsites in the West, in Japan you're pretty close to your neighbors, so if you're unlucky, what was supposed to be a calm and relaxing time for the weekend can turn into a nightmare situation. People quickly sold their equipments and moved on to the next thing. And as if it was a promise, lots of the guys that joined camping for the lure of girls all quit, flooding the second-hand market with expensive, barely used gear. Maybe not so surprising, many enthusiasts noted that the quality of campsites have improved a lot after casual campers left, as etiquette around using campsites weren't being followed before. As the COVID years came to a close, the demand kept falling, and outdoor companies started to sweat. Sudden drop in demand plus cheap and barely used equipment at secondhand stores like Book Off, people didn't have a valid reason to shop directly from their stores. And in 2023, Snow Peak reported a financial report, a drop in profit of 99.9%. They made a total of 1.8 million yen, or 12,000 USD in 2023. To give context, they made over 18 million in profit just 2 years ago. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come back and they were bought out by a company called Bain Capital, a US-based private equity firm. Quite unfortunate, as Snow Peak were very popular before and the misjudgment of the situation put them in a very tough situation. To rub salt on a wound, many small campsite business owners also ran out of business, as demand fell and only the most popular and well-established campsites remain. There's one good news out of all of this. Extremely popular campsites that were impossible to book before, like the ones overlooking Mount Fuji on a lake, have less competition and are available to book. So if you're a camping enthusiast, there's only positive news for you. Some of these campsites are really beautiful. If you have enjoyed the video,
ライク&サブスクライブ